Do you know that you need hearing aids, but you're scared of getting them because you don't want to make the wrong choice because you have a friend or you've heard of a friend who spent thousands of dollars on hearing aids, but they keep them in the drawer, or they say they don't like them? Today, in this video, I want to talk to you about the 3 big picture ideas that will help you be successful if you both know and practice these principles. Before I go on, I'm Hainan Merrill with Hainan's Hearing Aid Studio, where I talk about so much more than just hearing aids. Okay, so idea number 1, key number 1 to being successful with hearing aids is you. You as the wearer, you as the person who needs the help, is the most important factor in being successful. So what do I mean by that? Number 1, what are your expectations? Are you thinking that hearing aids are going to make everything sound like when you had perfect hearing? Do you think that they're going to fix everything? Or do you have realistic expectations about what they can and can't do, specifically for you? Every single person that has hearing loss has a different configuration and type of hearing loss that impacts them differently. And it has a big part to play in how successful somebody is. And I'm going to be straight up and just tell you straightforward that hearing aids are exactly what they're called. They are aids to hearing. They help you hear better. They do not fix the ears. For some people, they make such an amazing effect because somebody's natural or residual hearing is such that it just needs a certain amount of help, and the hearing aids make it seem like it's brand new. Other people, it's some degree of better with varying complications. You might say, well, then how in the world is that even worth it? Why would I spend thousands of dollars on something that makes something just a little bit better? You'd never know until you try. And every person's experience is different. And you'll see with the next couple of keys that I talk about why there are some little aspects to these things that can make a really big difference. Now, the other thing about you is your motivation. Do you really want to hear better? Because hearing aids are a little bit like prosthetics. They take some time, they take some effort, they take money, of course, and they're not a magic pill. They make an amazing difference for many, many, many people. But they do take effort. And why do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? Or is it just people around you have been telling you you're deaf? You go get a hearing aid. And that's not a bad reason to start with, actually. But at the end of the day, to be successful, like any personal development venture, you actually have to want to do it yourself, even if it's for the other person. You can't be doing it just because, okay, you happy now? No, you actually have to want to improve your own life. You want to work so that you can hear people more easily, be more in touch with the people around you that you love, make their lives easier. Whatever your reason is, you need some personal motivation to want to help them out. So you are the primary reason, or the primary key to success with hearing aids. As long as you have realistic expectations, and I'll talk in a minute about how you can get that, and the right motivation, that's the most important key to being successful with hearing aids. Number 2, you need the right provider. Now, what do I mean by the right provider? Obviously, you need somebody that's qualified, which here in British Columbia, in order to dispense hearing aids and practice or run a hearing clinic, you have to be registered with the College of Speech and Hearing Health Professionals, and you'll either be an audiologist or a registered hearing instrument practitioner. And both are, for most people, equally qualified to provide that service. what you really need in a provider is somebody that you trust and you like. Now you might say, oh, that sounds kind of fuzzy. What does that mean? What do I do with that information? The reality is that to be successful with hearing aids, you need somebody that you feel listens to you, understands your motivations, maybe even helps you understand your motivations that you don't understand yourself. Maybe somebody that in interviewing you helps you realize you don't even have the right motivations. Maybe it's not the right time. You need somebody that will, through their process of evaluation of your particular needs and hearing profile and test results, will help you understand the expectations that you can expect. Like, how much improvement can hearing aids actually give you? Can they tell you that, or do they just tell you it's going to make everything perfect? I certainly want to inspire people to be motivated based off of what I think hearing aids can do for them. But I also want them to have a measure of reality in that expectation. So, is your provider helping you have realistic expectations? Of course, does your provider have experience, or are they fresh out of school? And that in and of itself isn't necessarily a bad thing. Somebody that's fresh out of school is sometimes learning new approaches and new ways to do things. So I wouldn't totally discount that. What I might say is, does the provider have flexibility? And here I'm going to be a little bit biased. I will say that do you trust and like the person is the most important factor, but a provider that has flexibility. So most often this would be somebody that A, is probably a business owner themselves, they own the practice, and two, they're independent. What independent means is, in this industry, increasingly, hearing aids are actually owned or partially owned by hearing aid manufacturers. So that kind of limits the amount of flexibility that they have or feel they have when it comes to recommending products that are appropriate for you. So an independent hearing clinic is often a better way to get better service that's more tailored to your specific needs. So definitely reach out, go for a hearing test with somebody, and if you feel like I'm just not sure, I don't know, I feel like this person's just trying to make a sale, I feel like this person's not listening to me, word of caution, maybe try somewhere else, because you're going to be working with this person ongoing, 5 or 6 years, but certainly the first couple of months, quite a bit. And they're going to be helping you to understand to help you rehabilitate to hearing sound better. Third key to success, and I will emphasize this is the third key in this order, and that is the actual product, the brand of the hearing aid, the style of the hearing aid, the technology level of the hearing aid, the fit of the hearing aid. Now, fit is actually extremely important. But what brand it is, to some degree, what style it is, what technology level it is, these things are important, but they're nowhere near as important as you being ready to do something about your hearing, having realistic expectations, having a provider that you like and trust, that you feel listens to you, because then that person can help you find the right product, make the fit right, and tailor it to your needs. So success with hearing aids is not about going on Consumer Reports and getting a sense, what's the best hearing aid? There is no best hearing aid. Hearing better with hearing aids is a rehabilitative process, and there are hearing aids that are best for you, but they need to be fit right, and you need to be ready for them, and you need to be ready to put in the work, and you need to work with somebody that will pay attention to the details that are important for you and your ears. So hearing aids, they make a wonderful contribution to the quality of life for many people. And hopefully this helps. Maybe this will just trigger some more questions. Have a good day.